Hi everybody, I'm Dad. My daughter told me that some people needed some help on some different things, so we're going to do some lessons. Follow our YouTube channel for some little life hacks, some cooking tips, just some basic things. As you can see down in our description. And don't forget, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, let's get with the video.
Hi everybody. Today we're going to start off with something really simple. It's something that I love, especially since today is game day. And that is fried onions, or sauteed onions I should say, and hot dogs, fried hot dogs. So we're going to start off with our onions, which I'm going to show you how to cut up, and we're going to get those started. And then we're going to do our hot dogs. And our fried hot dogs are going to be butterflied so that they get nice and caramelized on the inside and give us the best flavor. So first things first, what do we go start off before we cook anything? Wash those mitts. So let's get our hands clean because we are going to be touching food. And I've already gone ahead and peeled our onions so that they're ready. We're just going to cut them and get them into the frying pan so that they can be caramelizing and cooking and getting ready for us while our hot dogs cook. So let's get this all done here, nice and clean, because we don't ever want to have dirty hands and work with food. So, now for cutting the onions, please keep your fingers out of the way. Knives are sharp. And you want to cut these fairly thick. To give you an idea, that's how thick I cut my onion slices. Now we'll break down these into rings in the pan. And you will see once these cook just how they all loosen up for us for our sauteed onions to go on our hot dogs. Now if you want to, you feel a little Lego deconstructed, you can actually go ahead and get these apart before they go in the pan and make a pile of onion rings. So, and the thing is, just pop them out, that's all. Don't have to do anything fancy. Of course, this one wants to argue with me about it. It's be a little harder than it should be. But once you get them going, it's easier on the smaller slices because they're on the other ones because they're kind of wedge shaped. This one was towards the end, so it's not. But just break those out. Of course, they'll get easier as they cook, but this is going to go on our hot dogs. Now, we're going to do it real simple today. Sometimes I like to do canned chili. Sometimes I like to do it with other things, but this is just going to be hot dogs today. So just kind of get these guys to kind of break up. It'll make them easier when they cook. Like I said, it's easier when they want to let go, like this one did, as you see. The other one, that first one just didn't want to let out, so see, they should just kind of fall apart like that when you're doing the slices. So, whoops, lost one. Oh well. No, I'm not going to go get that back out of my sink.
Ugh.
It can just be a sacrificial there. So. And of course, as always, the onions make me cry. But that is part of the cooking. So again, onion juice off my hands. So now, let's bring it around here to the pan to see how it is when they go in. So as you see, butter. I'm not a kind to use oil or things like that. So about a tablespoon. And we're gonna put that right in. Now this is a cast iron pan. I particularly like to use cast iron because it evenly distributes heat, and there's just certain things it does better than stainless steel or things like that. In this particular case, these cast iron pans are older than I am. So, and cast iron will literally last you almost forever. And real simply, we just put our onions right in. Nothing fancy, they're just gonna sit there and cook for a while. Just like that. Now we'll go ahead and do these up. We'll let them sit. We will move them periodically. I like to use tongs so I can turn them, but I'll be using the same ones that I'll use for our hot dogs. So
let's go back over to our cutting board and let's see how we butterfly the hot dog.
Okay, so now we have our hot dog. I like a good national brand that we use that's kosher, but that's just me. Just obviously with any hot dog. Now, very carefully, again, keep your fingers out of the way. Proper knife skills. You're going to cut your hot dog in half. Not all the way through though, because what you want to do is you want it to lay open like so. This is what's called butterfly. They're going to fry just like this in the pan. So we'll show you what that looks like. Now again, behind me, you can hear the onions. They're already cooking. The hot dog, the pan the hot dog goes in is already warming up. And we're not going to use any oil or grease because there's enough that's going to come out of the hot dogs to do this. So you don't need to add any fats into this. So let's get a few of these prepped up for us. And of course, like I said, you can do these up any way you want. If you don't like your onions sauteed, you can save some and do those as raw onions, which can be put on. You can put sauerkraut on. You can put on your favorite relish. This is really simple to do. I like this because I like the way it adds the flavor. And it's very, very easy. So please stop microwaving hot dogs. Microwave hot dogs are just nasty, people. They're just nasty. And this is very simple.
How would you make this if you didn't have cast iron?
You could do this in a standard, your standard frying pan, whether that be aluminum, it be stainless steel, whatever kind. I just prefer the cast iron, and I tell everybody, take the time, get a good cast iron set if you're planning on doing quite a bit of cooking, because it will pay out in the end. Like I said, cast iron sets pretty much last forever. They're very easy to clean. I won't go into cleaning them because there's a million videos on proper cleaning of cast iron. And as I said, so I can hear my onions over here, we're gonna go ahead and give them a quick couple of turns. That's why I said I use the tongs. And I'm gonna turn down my heat a little bit because you don't need this to cook, but at about a medium. You don't want them to go too fast or too hot or they will burn. You do want them to brown and caramelize, however. So we're going to turn down the heat a little bit on those before we finish up our hot dogs, because we do not want burnt food. So again, like I said, keep your fingers out of the way. Do not cut yourself. Nobody wants to get cut while they're cooking. It is not considered a good knife management skill. And there we go. All of our hot dogs are now ready for the pan. Now our pan cannot hold them all at once. So we're going to do them in batches, but that is just fine. So again, let's go over, let's see them hit the pan. Okay, so again, pan is already pre-warmed, so you're going to hear these sizzle. Put them right down, opened up. You see that's the inside of the cut. We're going to put those down, opened up, right in the bottom of that skillet. As you can hear, they're sizzling nicely. Okay, and we're going to leave our two leftovers, which we're going to get in there in a little while. Now, patience is a virtue. Do not mess with these hot dogs. As you see, they're steaming, they're sizzling, they're going to turn a beautiful caramelization, and I'll show you what that looks like before, and then we'll flip them over. We don't want to keep messing with them or anything. Let the pan do the work. Okay, so we'll be right back to take a look at our hot dogs. Let's take a look at how things have been. Our hot dogs have been in our frying pan probably about 4, maybe 5 minutes. As you see, our onions are starting to turn. Lovely shades of brown. They're not done yet. We might turn the heat up on them a little bit, but they are getting caramelized and they will be ready very, very soon. So let's turn the heat up just a little bit for us. Getting kind of close to midway. And let's get our hot dogs up. Now this There we go. See how they've started? A little bit of char on them, a little bit of caramelization. Don't worry if when you're turning them over they try to stick for you or anything else. You can fix that with the tongs. Easy enough. Oh, look at that beauty. These are going to be fantastic. Let's turn those over and get everybody on their other side. Now again, we're going to cook these for about another 5 minutes or so. Where hot dogs are perfectly safe to eat because they are already processed raw, I prefer mine cooked. And we're going to go ahead and get these up. So, like I said, we're going to do about another 5 minutes on the other side. Let them get kind of the skin side to get a little crunch to them, a little bit of wrinkle. And let our onions get finished up. Like I said, they're almost ready. And when you come back, I'll show you the finished product. Okay, now as you see, our onions are moving along beautifully. They are almost finished. But our hot dogs, however, look at this. They are wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and get those off. And then we'll get them in a bun in just a moment. All ready. So I said, let's see the finished product. Now, as you see, here's our butterfly hot dogs in the bun. Of course, good hot dog, you need some mustard. And of course, I get it out of here for us. The great thing is, of course, the butterfly gives us a nice place to put our condiments right in here. So we get in our mustard and then our beautiful onions. See, they're in the pan, they're gorgeous and ready to go on our plate. And there we are, all ready to go.